I got the offer.
Her grandpa died after battling COVID.
You know he's watching you, right?
I do. And when I got the call, I looked up and I was like, Grandpa, it happened. I got it. Yeah.
She says she still feels his presence on stage. Reminder, behind those eye-high kicks is a show with sky-high heart. Joe Prime, NBC News.
Great story. That's Nightly News for this Friday. Thank you for watching, everyone. I'm Lester Holt. Please take care of yourself and each other. Good night.
KUAM TV, 65 years of firsts on Guam.
Hafide and good evening. Welcome to Weekend Edition. Guahusi Isaiah Uggan. Thank you for joining us. With the holiday season upon us, criminal activity is known to significantly increase. Some villages, however, have taken extra steps to deter crime. KUAM's Hannah Devonzo reports.
It may be the season of giving, but for some, it's also the season for taking. But in the village of Agania Heights, Mayor Paul McDonald is putting the community on alert.
So we have a system in place that if you notice that there's something out of the ordinary, you report to another member of our chat group, and then a lot of times that, especially when that a car is parked at someone's yard or right close to the yard, and many times they'll say, "Oh, that's my visitor. Don't worry about it. He's safe."
In addition to the village group chat, Mayor Paul McDonald advises homeowners to keep the following safety tips in mind.
Your windows, you can display your lights, but don't display your packages. It's very tempting, for criminals to come and look at your packages or take the packages. And always clean your yard so that passerbyers can see that, help also protect your property, especially your neighbors. Get to know your neighbors and introduce yourselves if you don't know already.
Island residents on Guam have the option to join their village group chat. To be a part of the Agania Heights group chat, a screening process is done upon acceptance. If you're interested, send an email to mayormcdonald@hotmail.com with proof of your lease agreement or mortgage. Reporting for Guam's News Network, I'm Hannah Devonzo.
The governor's new executive order may have gone into effect last week, but for some, they're still trying to make sense behind the mandates. KUAM's Daniel Perez has more.
According to Governor Lulian Guerrero, outdoor dining regardless of vaccination status is now permitted. However, to dine in, you must be vaccinated. Moses Joint co-owner Monique Amani.
Now that they can just do outdoor, it kind of messes up us again because we took down all our outdoor seating. I think a lot of restaurants did because they said we couldn't have anybody vaccinated or unvaccinated outside. So it made no sense to keep the outdoor seating. There's a lot of people that are finally going to be able to go out to restaurants, but then now they can only sit outside. And that's another form of segregation to me. I don't agree with it.
Constant changes has affected the restaurant. And according to Mo, they've had to fork out the cash to keep up.
I'm just very frustrated with all the changes and restrictions. It seems like every change they do is not consistent, and we just keep having to spend more and more money trying to adapt to all these adjustments when we could just kind of go in order of the way we got to this position.
Although the rules have changed for restaurants and social gatherings, the vaccination mandate remains in effect for all other covered establishments, like fitness centers. It's a hard blow to MMA fighter Rocky Martinez, who has to continue to find other alternatives to train.
It just throws me off that the one, that a gym that can help people fight COVID is restricted from the unvaccinated. I wish it was allowed for not unvaccinated people to go to the gyms. Be more, there be more healthy people, and hopefully less severe sicknesses and stuff like that due to COVID.
There is no word yet as to when gyms and fitness centers will open, regardless if you got the shot or not. Daniel Perez reporting for Guam's News Network.
The Port Authority of Guam has been fully operational despite the COVID-19 surge. Thanks to their efforts, the island continues to receive goods. On Monday, the port was awarded over $17 million for significant upgrades. KUAM's Daniel Perez also has this report.
The U.S. Department of Transportation announced that the port has been approved for the Rebuilding America Infrastructure with Sustainability and Equity Grant. Port General Manager Rory Respicio.
What this grant will do is make sure that the wharves are strong. Because if you think about it, if the wharves collapse, there's going to be no discharging of vessels. There's going to be no port activity, and 90% of the goods coming to the island come through the port. These are basically our cash registers. These are the things that we would want to do first and foremost before we do things like build a new administration building or do patchwork in other facilities of the port. Everything begins and ends here in the yard, and we have to do everything we can to support this activity.
This will ensure the sustainability of Guam's port infrastructure and secure the island's capacity to receive over 90% of all imported goods.
You're going to see also the improvements of the moorings, just everything that we need to do below surface, and we believe it will take $22 million to do it. And remember, this is above and beyond the port modernization program. We still have the other projects that we're doing. This is just a nice piece to ensuring that we're not going to have any issues with the wharves when the vessels come in and are needed to be discharged.
This morning, Respicio signed a notice to proceed for the California Pacific Technical Services to begin work to replace the port's CCTV and access systems, and will be worth over $1 million. Daniel Perez reporting for Guam's News Network.
The Department of Agriculture's Division of Aquatic and Wildlife Resource is warning the community that box jellyfish can be expected and anticipated between November 29th and December 1st. December 1st, these types of jellyfish can be found on the beach or in the water, especially on reef flats. You can also get stung even if they're dead. If you see boxed jellyfish, you are urged to call DAWR Fisheries at 671-735-0289. KUAM's Tomas Manglonia got to sit down with NMI lawmaker Sheila Babauta, who had nearly 2-hour meeting with President Obama and other global leaders at the UN Climate Change Conference. She shares what President Obama committed to after their dialogue. Here's more.
NMI lawmaker Sheila Babauta is back on Saipan after attending the UN Climate Change Conference in the UK, where she took center stage to advocate for the Pacific and introduce former President Obama.
Some of the upsides were the movements that took place outside of COP, the youth organizing that happened, and all of the activism. So, there's some good takeaways, but there's still just so much work to do. And that's the main takeaway from COP26. There's so much work to do.
She also got to sit down one-on-one with President Obama and a dozen other leaders for a 2-hour meeting.
I really saw it as an opportunity to continue the conversation that I started with President Obama at the convening of our Asia Pacific Leaders program in Malaysia, where I got to ask him a question about the military presence in the Pacific Island. Because in my opinion, that is one of the major threats that we are facing in the Marianas. And it is one of the biggest contributors to the climate crisis, is the increase in militarization around the world. And that was something I wanted to put on the table. It is a very sensitive topic. It's a very challenging conversation to have, but what other space, right? Like, what other space would this be discussed? And if not now in Scotland, then where?
She says she stressed that those living in the Pacific have an especially distinct experience with issues surrounding the climate crisis.
Here in the Marianas, we are born and raised at an intersection of climate colonialism, climate change, and militarization. And that is a unique perspective that each of us can bring to any table that we're part of.
But her sit-down with Obama isn't the only presidential matter she addressed.
President Obama did commit to contacting President Joe Biden, to contacting the White House, and just extending our concerns and possibly having someone in the White House just contact me so that we can further conversation around ways to protect our environment.
She plans to call for an interagency meeting within the CNMI to help unify the climate change advocacy effort. Tomas Manglotnia for KUAM News on Saipan.
Stay tuned. Next on Weekend Edition, we have Culture Club and still to come, Dave Delgado with sports.
Get up-to-the-minute news, plus access to alerts, streaming radio, promotions, and more on your mobile device by downloading the KUAM News mobile app, available at the App Store now.
Guam's auto appearance specialist, Elegant Reflections, has been providing the automotive industry with professional detailing and car care products at its highest quality, from complete detailing, full interior detailing, exterior detailing, headlamp restoration, hand washing, seat and carpet shampoo, engine degreasing, undercarriage cleaning, paint sealant, fabric protection, paint oxidation removal, and so much more. Visit us at our new location. Call 646-5555 for an appointment. Elegant Reflections, Guam's auto appearance specialist, over 20 years of experience.
Honey, do you want some milk?
Do you ever wonder how your favorite products make their way into your local stores? Most arrive on state-of-the-art Matson vessels that transport containers of food, household items, equipment, and supplies into the islands every week. Because we know that you depend on us, we work closely with our partners to ensure that our shipments arrive on time, all the time, so you can find your favorite products when you need them. We transport the region's most precious cargo that supports successful businesses and promotes a better quality of life for our families. Matson is proud to have been the hometown shipping carrier for Guam, the CNMI, and Micronesia for the past 25 years, and you can count on us to be here for generations to come.
Welcome back. This week's Culture Club feature is artist Elena.
Culture Club, brought to you by Hanum, the freshest bottled water made in Guam.
Whenever I'm talking to different artists that I meet every day, I'm always constantly telling them, we gotta teach more people, we gotta, spread the word, we gotta keep the education going about the culture that we need to preserve. Like, if not, then it will die sooner than later. So it's better since we already have the talent right now, we gotta teach everybody else right now. Then if it's too late, then it's gonna eventually slowly gonna die. And I really personally don't want that to happen, because I see all of these artists, I meet them every day, and I see their passion and just love just how they make these products just out of fun. They just don't do it because they have to do it for their money or anything. They're just constantly working on their artwork just because they love, and I can see their love and all the art that they put into it, and I'm just so happy to see it, that we are able to give them a space that they think that, oh yeah, our art is actually of value a little bit, because they can understand from that. Because a lot of the artists also come to us and they still think that whatever they make as a product, like weaving or anything, the shell carving, they still don't see the value. But when they come in here, I always make sure to tell them that everything that you guys have, that you present to the community as for your culture, everybody loves it, and we should always provide this to have it available to any tourist or even local residents on Saipan or Tinian and Rhoda. And yeah, I just love them to see how they are so happy to just create their product all the time. Everybody who's out there who has the understanding of the culture from Saipan, Tinian, Rhoda, and they have any like talent that they hold, but they still don't think that it's worth it for them or to show it. But I would love to, talk to them and see if come and check our shop and then see what we can do and what all the other artists have done with all their talent and all the products that they bring out. First, they never thought that it was gonna be popular, but they're so happy whenever we sell some products. They're always like, encouraged. And for anybody on, Saipan, Tinian, Rhoda, Guam, and I think living on an island, it's very hard. That's why we always have to think about shop locally, be sustainable, help your own fellow business friends. If you do so, then it will help the community keep the money within, and it's just understand how all the money flow is going to go and within the community, where if you support the local business, the money is staying in the island, not going anywhere else and going to the family that actually matters on Saipan, Marianne's Creation is not just a art gallery, but it is also we also serve local drinks, local food that has local ingredients, and our future plan is to have a little farm where we produce more locally sourced products. We have right now we're selling local chicken eggs and stuff for the local community here, and we use those products for our food to buy more locally sourced product, and we're encouraging other people to do so too. And we make ginger ale out of local ginger, and then we make local cucumber soda, and we only use Marianne's Coffee Saipan, and that little things matters. So I would like to do this more, and they all feel very welcomed and just at home when they come in.
Culture Club, brought to you by Hanum, the freshest bottled water made in Guam.
Sports is up next with Dave Delgado. Keep it here. You're watching KUAM.
There will come a time when people talk about how Hyundai makes the best car on the road. Now seems about right. The technologically advanced Hyundai Elantra is the 2021 North American Car of the Year.
Our family was recently challenged with a difficult medical condition where my son needed a liver transplant. And I asked Cabo Select Care to assist me with that, and he required off-island care. In fact, it can only be taken care of off-island. So Cabo Select Care was there to help with all the referrals and the off-island coverage.
Calvo Select Care, healthcare that's always there for you. Federal employees and annuitants, enroll today.
KUAM Sports Weekend Roundup is brought to you by Gatorade.
The Father Duenas Friars were on a mission in the IIAAG Boys Championship soccer game. FD faced off against the Harvest Eagles at the GFA Field in Harmon, winning this year's title 6-1. Friars player EJ Manabusin scored the first goal of the match 3 minutes into the contest.
It was very important to start out strong because we really didn't want to let what happened in last year's championship game happen again. And we just wanted to do it for our seniors, and so I'm happy I was able to score a goal.
FD had a few more shots on goal, but couldn't capitalize on their opportunities until Nainoa Norton added a goal in the 13th minute of play.
We haven't won in like 4 years. Since I came in my freshman year, that's the one goal we had. We just want to win and play together and have fun.
Teammate Gavin Baker added another goal 3 minutes later to put the Friars in the driver's seat, up 3-0.
The seniors, Nainoa, Bobby, Nate, Daniel,
These guys are my brothers, man. They helped me. They helped me lead. They make me become a better player.
League MVP E.J. Sablon clocked in and went to work. Sablon was awarded a free kick after getting tripped up by the Harvest defender on the play. E.J. set up for the free kick and nailed it for the 4-0 lead. 23 minutes into the first half, E.J. scored his second goal of the match 6 minutes later for the 5-0 halftime lead.
Ever since day one, we didn't come here to participate. We came here to take over Conor McGregor. And we just wanted the ship since day one. And that's what we're working towards. And the score sheet can explain itself. We worked our butts off and we just, I think we pulled it off.
Gavin Baker scored his second goal of the game in the 47th minute off a penalty kick. Baker was fouled in the box, awarding him a chance for the free kick. Harvest scored their lone goal of the championship in the 80-plus third minute in regulation.
We were working hard this off season, and it feels really good to bring it back. Our coach told us that if we want to bring it back, we have to be leaders for this team, and that's what we did. We helped our younger guys, which are really good. They're our foundation for our team.
Ali Adder, one of the team captains from the Dartmouth women's rugby team. Congratulations on winning the national championship over Army this season.
We knew from our first time playing with them that Army is obviously a very physical. Yeah, so we did that, and mentally we were just going in to every practice and every game, giving it our 100% and thinking about the outcome that we wanted for the game.
Well, winning the national championship 28-18 over Army, talk about the team effort and what it took for you guys to pull off that victory.
2018, actually, we played Army in the semifinals, and then we played Harvard in the final. So that one took a lot of effort, most especially because it was during a snowstorm. So we all kind of had to work together and play as best as we could and as together as we could so that we could pull off that win. And then for this game against Army, we actually were expecting Harvard to go into the final, but Army pulled off the win against them in their semifinals. So like I said, in preparation, we just wanted to make sure that we were focusing on our game and focusing on the skills that we know that we are good at and can excel at. Something that one of the parents said, and it is true, Army is a tough team. They're a tough team physically, and but we are a dangerous team. We're a dangerous team when all our skills and all our talents are put together and we're out there playing our own game of rugby.
Well, looking back at your college career, winning a national championship your freshman season, and then winning again your senior season, looking back at your time there at Dartmouth, what are you going to remember most as you do wrap up your senior year there?
I said this before. I'm going to remember just the countless numbers of days of blood, sweat, and tears that we've worked into preparing for this final national championship, especially with losing our junior year season and seventh season. We really honed in on our craft and really trying to master our craft so that we can have the outcome that we did this past weekend. Just all the hard work and preparation that we did leading up to Saturday.
That freshman class that you were a part of, and when a program builds around the incoming freshmen, talking to some of your fellow teammates about the 4 years there, what has that been like, just looking back at it?
Going in as freshmen, we all, my freshman class that I went in with, we were a very talented class. I would say confidently that we had a very talented class. We had people from all different backgrounds, and we went in and we all started and we all made contributions to the team that obviously have grown so much and have made it into what this program is today. And it just keeps building and building, and to know that we're leaving some kind of legacy for others below us to build upon and build off of, we always talk about how much of an amazing and surreal feeling it is.
UOG baseball coach Roque Alcantara Jr. here to talk about the trials for the UOG baseball team being held December 4th and 5th from 9 to 12 in the afternoon at the George Washington High School baseball field. proof of vaccination and COVID-19 protocols in effect.
Get the drills going, get some fundamentals going. We want to see the talent that comes out, and we just really want to see a good number showing so that we can get the program started. We don't have a structure just yet, but we're working on that, and we have a few verbal confirmed players right now that are ready to come out. I'm doing a campaign with all the high schools just to see if their seniors want to come out and just work out with us, join us with the program, and hopefully, get them enrolled too for fall semester 2022.
Talk about maybe some of the coaches that are going to be helping you out with the program there.
My teammates from the national team, we got Dominic Cruz, who called me, showed some interest. He wants to give back. We have Ken Fernandez, who is an alumni of UOG. Also, Paul Pangilinan as well, one of the best lefty pitchers on the island. I'm reaching out to all my other teammates out there to want to come out and just give back. It's been about 18 years since we had our last UOG Tritons baseball team.
KUAM Sports Weekend Roundup is brought to you by Gatorade.
KUAM News, in partnership with the Guam Visitors Bureau, brings you the Guam Safe and WTTC Safe Travel Certified Program Showcase. Look out for this powerful symbol for visitors, island residents, and industry workers alike, as it represents establishments with a consistent global commitment to safety practices. Stamped with approval by the Guam Visitors Bureau and the World Travel Tourism Council. Every Monday on KUAM News will feature a different local business who's taken the Safe Guam and Safe Travels pledge to maintain health and safety standards to get Guam back on track. Log on to visitguam.com to see how your business can receive the designation, what businesses in our community are Guam Safe certified, and have the WTTC Safe Travel certified.
And before we close out the news tonight, our latest round of the birthday shout-outs from the Coach Zone Creamery Birthday Club.
We have a single birthday celebrant this weekend, so happy birthday on Sunday the 28th to Matthias, who celebrates birthday number 4 this year. Hey, all 4 corners of the birthday cake are going to be covered by candles, so have fun blowing those out. To our Mungi grandson, sending big Guam hugs and kisses, wishing you and your siblings a safe and blessed future from Grandma Ree and your families on Guam, Texas, California, and Washington State. And you know what? Happy birthday and happy holidays from all of us at Cold Stone Creamery and your friends at KUAM.
Remember, you can be a part of the Coach Stone Creamery Birthday Club by registering online at KUAM.com. Now be sure to include with your photo your name and birthday. And from all of us here at Guam's News Network, thank you for watching and have a safe weekend. We close out the show by kicking off our yearly segment showcasing how families are decorating their homes for the holidays and how they are making spirit bright. Enjoy.